Is Epi coming?
Nope, she's not gonna make it.
Okay.
We are live now, apparently. I don't see us, but here we go. Welcome to Faika's Midweek. I'm your host, Carl. With me, as always, your lovely host, Naki. Good evening, Naki.
Hey.
It is, what is it? Tuesday, October 5th? It seems like 2020 is flying by, then it doesn't seem like it's flying by. I can't believe it's October, but then so much has happened. But one of the things that's about to happen is Fāgogo O'Samoa, put on by Samoan Solutions. So that's our guest today. We're going to hear about a really cool thing that they're doing. I love the way that the Pacific Islander community is getting creative in how they're expressing love, community, all those kind of things, creative ways that we just are forced to come up with. And Samoan Solutions is just like the leader of being creative and bringing messaging to our community. So I'll turn it over to Naki for the introductions.
Yeah. So Samoan Solutions, we have Faga Misa and her beautiful daughter Pua, and we have Lenna, beautiful Lenna, who's here to rep her family. And this week I seen the flyer, and I was so excited because Fāgogo O'Samoa is a play that Carl and I had the pleasure of seeing live. And it's an awesome play, and we just want to have you guys tell us about it and what's going on with it and everything amazing. But first, if you can introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, even though I know we know each other, but we can start with Lenna. Beautiful Lenna.
So my name is Lenna Te'o Malia Itilua, and I have been doing community work for such a long time, but I've also started doing community work with Samoan Solutions, which is with Faga and Epi. And so what I do is I just do the drumming part and take care of the music as best as I can with my husband and my daughter, and with Pua, and also this time with Emangi, and also with Kelepi. So that's what we do with Samoan Solutions.
Married, children.
Oh yes, I am married to my wonderful husband of 31 years, Leki Malia Itulua. He's from LA. And we have 5 children together. We have 1 son and 4 daughters. And those daughters of mine are the kind of like the backbone of my support when it comes to choreographing, to drumming, as well as my husband.
Married, children.
And I have 10 grandchildren. Yeah.
Yay!
Thank you.
I'm waiting. No pressure on my kids, but I'm waiting for grandbabies.
That means lots of pressure.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, they're great. They're great.
Yeah. Pua, you want to go next? Tell us a little bit about yourself and what part you play in the play.
Hello everyone. My name is Pua. You could just call me Pua though. For Samoan Solutions, I'm usually helping out with all the community work that we're doing, but for the past 3 years for Fāgogo, I've been playing, or past 2 years, I've been playing music, and I've been in the play. And yeah, I play the guitar and I sing.
Yay.
Welcome, Pua. We're going to get into that because being at not your, Samoan Solutions, but you in particular, it's not your first year, second year. I'm kind of interested to see your vision on how different it is now as opposed to the first time around. So we're definitely going to get into that. Miss Misa.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I'm Faga Misa, and I'm a member of Samoan Solutions. And yeah, I'm just here to talk about Fāgogo O'Samoa, the production that we put on for the last 3 years with the help of Pua and Lenna, and Lenna's wonderful children, and also all of our alumni cast and band members and wonderful volunteers. And it's just a whole host of people that have helped us put this together, as well as community organizations that offer up space for us to be able to film the play and and then now screen it on Saturday.
That's
Nice.
awesome. I'm so excited. I know with COVID-19, we usually go to see the play in a theater, and that is so amazing that the work that you guys put into it, and to see everybody in unison and dancing and singing, and they're not even they're amateurs, right? They've never acted before, and everyone does such a great job. So can you tell us about the play, who wrote it, and why you started to run the play?
Sure. So the play is written by author Cia Figel, and it was originally performed in the state of Utah. I can't remember the year. It must have been maybe 2015 or 14. But yeah, since then, we've asked and received permission to produce it here in the Bay Area. And this is our third year of putting on Fāgogo O'Samoa, which are stories of Samoa and legends as told by Cia Figel, and also adapted to have English language, but still keep our Samoan traditional music and all that humor and all the good stuff that we love about Samoan stories. So,
and is there one story? Is it the same stories? Because you usually have a few stories. Are you switching it up, or?
Yes. So let's see. The past 3 years, we kind of keep to the opening and closing that features all the elements and how they came to be, and the god Tangaloa Langi. And then we also have had the story of the Tatau, which features the twins Taima and Tila Fainga. And then we've had a love story. It's kind of a rom-com with Sina and the eel Tuna. Yeah. And then in between, we've switched it up and added some scenes that tell about the origin of the Ava and the Tawalunga, and just a lot of fun stuff. This year, we have a brand new scene about the legend of the Isumu and the Fe'e, which is a rat and an octopus, and the whole scene features children. So that was a lot of fun. And yeah, so we try to keep some, but shake it up and change it up a little bit for those who are repeat audience members and returning. So yeah.
Are you oh, go ahead, Neki.
No, go ahead.
So talk a little bit about the undertaking of that. Like, a lot of people that I don't know, work on cars their whole life decide to open a garage, or a lot of people that, you know, built like benches and all kinds of stuff and are really handy with wood become like a carpenter. So were you all expert stage, lighting, music, auditions? You guys were all experts at that before you started Fāgogo O'Samoa, right?
Oh yeah. No, we were not. Maybe Lenna can speak to this point a little bit, just as far as like having the background in performing, you know, dancing and music in general. And then, yeah, and then we can talk a little bit about this particular year and how, or even just anything. Lenna, do you want to tell us, like, just as far as your background and how we roped you into being part of our crew? Okay. And even about your children first being in the play too, like that might be a good place to start.
Yes, thanks. So the first year that Fāgogo started, my daughter Peppa, she was cast as Taima, right? Yeah. And Mangi invited her to come do the play. And so we would take her to practice every Saturday. And then we watched the play the first year, and I thought, well, man, I want to see how we can help, you know? And so the second year, we offered to help Imangi and Fanga, and we brought our drums. And the drums that we have are Tahitian drums. And so I have experience drumming Tahitian from my cousin's group, Yolanda Taufat Sal Vincent. She owned a group in Hayward called Tamali'i, and all my children danced with them. And that is also Faga's cousin as well.
Oh,
We share and Mangi's cousin as well. So
and
we
Mary, their whole
and
family
Mary,
dances.
yes. So from Tamali'i, Yolanda was like, "Hey, Lenny, you got 5 kids. Let's barter for tuition." So I learned how to drum, and my family has dance background anyway, so it was easy for us to pick up. And we did the drumming, and Mary taught me how to make costumes with Auntie Vi. And so with that experience, I brought that over to Faga, and I said, "Hey, Faga, I really want to help you guys, and so I think we'd like to come and help." And so that's how we got into playing with Fāgogo last year. And when I first got there, because we do a lot of Tahitian competition, and so it's very structured, very technical, and there's a lot of rules that we have to follow as drummers, right? And so I knew that if this was going to be very organic, which is what I really like, and it was more fun than doing Tahitian competition for me. So seeing the kids dance, and we were able to put in our own flavor. And remind you, the very first time we went to practice 2 years ago, we came 2 days before the play, so we didn't know what was happening. And we just kind of watched the kids and figured it out from there. And I think our competition, all of our experience from competition kind of, we brought that to the table, and we were able to put that forth and help the kids. It was very fun. But the other thing that I have is kind of like, I'm very anal when it comes to my husband and Pep Sala doing drums too, because my husband keeps the time with a different drum called Patupai, which is kind of like the conga. And then my daughter Sala keeps it with the bass. So we were kind of like looking at each other, saying, you do yours right, Failemu, she's moving slower. So we kind of did all that, but it was so much fun. And that's what we did this year too. But awesome.
I love that. I love that people. It's so brave, and I don't think that a lot of people realize when you're behind putting together an event, it's already kind of nerve-wracking. Like, how's the event going to come off? Are enough people going to show up? Are they going to like what they see? That's just a normal event. To put on, a production.
Yes.
Like, it's all about entertainment. It's not like whether people like the food or they kind of like, the DJ or the MC. Like, this is all about being on stage. And for not having experience with that, it really blows me away that Samoan Solutions just said, yeah, let's do a play. And yeah, so big props to the heart and the courage to do something like that. Like I said, it's, Poly by Design, we're getting out of our comfort zone all the time. I cannot imagine just saying, I'm going to go put on a play without experience. I'm not that brave. So talk a little bit about the evolution of the show. This is the third year. We missed it last time. We were in Samoa, but that's how impactful that show was. We were in Samoa, like thinking, I wonder what they're doing. Like, they're probably backstage at this point. Right. Like, we were kind of walking through like what we were missing, because we knew what we were missing because we had seen it. But being your third time around, is it different this time?
Pua, how about you share? Pua is a 3-year
vet.
3-year running. So in the beginning, it was very nerve-wracking. I had experience with plays in the past with my school, but a lot of us were new to this, so I thought it was a little difficult. We were still trying to get everything together and figure out all the dances and who's going over the lines. So as we started doing it the next year, we all got used to what we were doing, who's gonna handle what, and how we're gonna go over the music and everything. I mean, this year was a little bit different because we had to do filming. It was a little bit easier, but yeah, now that we're 3 years running, we got the ball rolling, and we know what we're doing now. So yeah.
I was gonna say, do you think? Oh, I'm sorry. With the play, it's like you get one take, right? You one take and you just go, and if you mess up, you just go, and nobody knows you mess up because the audience doesn't know the play, right? But with filming, I would think it would be a little easier because you get to stop. And so was that better, or did you stop, or did you just run the whole play through?
Well, we did a lot of stopping, which was great because the first time, the kids, they didn't know what to expect. So they were nervous, like you said, everybody's a first timer in this. And so the kids that were first time, when the cameras were rolling, they didn't realize that the speed, it's gonna pick up a little bit, the tempo's gonna pick up, you gotta talk a little louder. And they made some mistakes, but we were able to catch it. And I think that's what's one thing that was really great about COVID was that, and I'm not saying COVID's great, but what I'm saying is that presented the opportunity for the kids to be able to practice, how they're really supposed to perform. And it just gave them chance after chance to get better. And each time they got better. And so it was nice to see that little, oh, I'm so shy, to like by the third time we did it, they were like, boom, like 100%, so that was awesome.
That sounds awesome. I was thinking that the kids, like the first time, were there a lot of volunteers, because they all volunteer to do this, right? There was a lot of first timers, or did a lot of people come back? Because I know everybody, when the year that we went, you were pregnant with Beanie. And then everybody, after the play, we talked to everybody and they're like, I'm coming back next year. I'm coming back next year. Are there a lot of people that have returned because they had so much fun with it?
Well, we returned.
Yeah.
We probably have about half of our cast that has been able to return, and others who have been supporting behind the scenes. Like if they know they're not going to be able to participate as a cast member, then they'll volunteer, like either with sets or making costumes or in various ways. And we would love to have everyone back together, but I think just the range of our cast members being like from children all the way to adults, just depends on whether their schedules line up and stuff like that. So we've been so lucky to have those who are able to return, come back, and even to still have the support of those who are not able to be there. It's been really good. Like we had some of our first year crew members that they went away to Hawaii to go to school.
Oh,
so
wow.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
In the second, or the third year, Solo and Emangi, who were at City College together. After the first year, Solo went off to UH, and then after the second year, then Emangi went off to UH. And we were just so lucky to have Emangi come back this year because they had all the students leave campus because of COVID. Otherwise, Emangi would have been in Hawaii still, and we would not have had him come and participate this year. So yeah, it's just it varies with the participation, but everyone volunteers. Mostly everybody are amateurs, like never first timers, have never performed ever in their life or even spoken in the Samoan language. So it's been really fun. Yeah. All these different experiences come together to put on this show.
Yeah.
Was there ever a thought of not doing it this year when COVID showed up? I mean, Naki and I were amazed because we remember having you on way down on 7th Street when we were in the studio down there, and you were talking about auditions and finding places to have auditions and trying to get everybody there, and that's without COVID. So was there ever a thought where you just weren't sure if it was going to happen this year?
Yep. Like we would have like a running group chat, and then it was kind of like, ooh, are we gonna still practice? What are we gonna do? And also, like, our crew this year was so psyched about Fāgogo that I feel like we started meeting just to like pre-plan it. I think it was January, right, Lenna?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Way back in January. And then we also had like some promo stuff that was even printed in February, like banners and things.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then March came, right? And so then we just had to totally like regroup, and it was a real battle, right, to figure out how to do everything, and then to like find out that when you're on Zoom with people, you can't sing
At the same
sync
time.
at the same time. So then that was hard. So like there were so many times where I was just like, what if we just you know, like we started with a date and then it kept getting postponed, and I kept saying to Epi, like, I think we should just give it up. We should just throw in the towel and not do it at all. And then we just happened to have like a bright spot where we ended up meeting in person to have dance practice, like so with social distancing and masks. And I think that is what helped all of our cast members stay engaged, because if we would have continued with Zoom, it probably, kids were already tired of Zoom from their regular school life, that they were not, you know, they weren't feeling it for summertime dance practice. So yeah, maybe Lenna, did you want to add on anything to that?
Well, I got to tell you, I thought for sure you were going to cancel it, because I was like, well, yeah, let's not do it. But I saw the importance of us getting together. We have to engage with one another in order to practice how we're going to tell our story, right? And it was kind of hard because a lot of times some of the kids couldn't come, and so we were all just reading everybody's lines so somebody can understand when they were going to come in and how they were going to do it, but I think like what Faga said, having practice, face-to-face social distancing is what kept us gelled, because we needed something. And I think COVID just kind of was like, everybody was kind of thinking, just postpone it. Yeah. But, I think Epi was the driving force here. She was like, no, we're going to do it. We have a goal. We're going to push through it. You guys better jump on board, so, and you know what, that's what we needed. And I thought it ended up turning out really well. I mean, and everybody had a kind of like double duty, like people were like Deja, who was our narrator. She was also stepping in and helping us during the practices, by, giving advice. And she's kind of like a praise team coach. So she has like the vocals, and she's also got the eye to see who's not projecting, the way they should. So she was giving some really good advice.
And she's all, hey everyone. She's
hey Deja. She was just a fun girl. It was such a great crew. And then we also had a mom, the Snail's mom. I forgot her name, but she sings so well. And we couldn't sing one of the songs, Now Mati, right? Mm-hmm. And she stepped in and she sang this song, and it was like heaven. I forgot her name. I'm so sorry, but I only know her as the Snail's mom.
It's Cassandra Mia Tuaua. And
oh my gosh, she's got pipes. She can sing so good.
Oh my gosh, I'm looking forward to that.
And I'm sure you've all seen her band, but yeah, she just came in clutch. Like we were having some pitch issues with like tuning instruments to match a key that another person could sing in, and then Epi was like, "Here, you sing." Like, okay. So, yeah, I think there was like a lot of resourcefulness this season, and a lot of like everyone just jumping in where they could and being helpful, and we made it.
Awesome. I love that you guys found a way to, because I think the play is so important, and it's so important for everyone to see the play, especially if you're in the Bay Area, just because of the storytelling. And we talk about, you know, that's what we do. We pass down, like these stories have been handed down from generation to generation to generation, and they're still going, you know, like the turtle and the shark. That's forever. And that's because we keep telling each other over, and we tell our kids. And so
Right.
I love the storytelling, and that's what we're all about. I love that. Okay, so the last time we had you guys on, we were like, oh, it's going to be in July, tentative, we'll have a date. Who came up with the idea to film it and have it screened?
I take no
Epi,
credit.
right?
That's Epi.
Yeah, that's Epi.
She was determined.
Yeah, she was determined, and we're so thankful to the Siatanga sisters that reached out to the folks at Brava Theater, and they allowed us to use the space because we were in connection with our theater from last year, which is El Camino High School, but they're really strict because they were beholden to all the laws that school sites have to follow as far as like CDC and being open or renting and all this kind of stuff. So it really wasn't an option for us this year. So yeah, yep. That was Epi, and Epi also found our videographer. Like, yeah, she really was like,
Nice.
we're not gonna give up, guys. So you better stay with it.
Yeah, she was.
Plus all the work that the kids put into it, and
yes.
all the cast members, and I'm sure they just wanted just to do it too. So I love that. Because of COVID, and we always talk about this, because of COVID, we are always thinking outside the box. I love how creative everyone is during the pandemic. Everyone's so creative now, and just trying to get your play out is awesome. And I'm excited because you're going to show the play, the screening, the film, right? This Saturday. And so tell us how that came about.
So we knew we were gonna film it, and we were like, okay, we're gonna release it online. But we felt like this year's cast and crew really needs to be celebrated. Yeah. And so having a community gathering was the way to go, and having a drive-in movie was the way that we could do that and social distance at the same time, right? And still like follow all the guidelines that we could to keep our people as safe as possible. So yeah, and then also this year our site sponsors are Vaipuna Leola Church in Daly City. And so Pastor Maverick and Palatua Audrey Tufuli, they were so gracious to allow us to use the site because, you know, then that became the other hurdle was like, okay, we got to film, and then now where are we going to show it? And okay, there's no parks with like really good parking lots or that will allow us to use their space. And so we're just so thankful. It's like every door that we thought was closed was like opening one by one. So yeah, so we're really excited, and it's kind of cool to be like in that throwback space where you get to go to a drive-in movie. Like, you know, the OGs, we know what it's like, but the kids are like, huh? Drive-in what?
What?
Like, what's that? Right? So it's been, yeah, we're really super excited to be able to do this year.
So, Pua, from your standpoint, I had asked a couple of years ago, and for like a year, I didn't know his name. I just called him Tuna. And I asked, I think it was Nane about like, I was interviewing him backstage, and I said, okay, so this is your role, but if you could have any role in the play, which one would you want to be? And he, without hesitation, was like, Tuna. Like, that's what I would want to be. I think all the guys, you know, want to be Tuna. Do you think there's any role this year that people like the key role that people would want to have that would be exciting, like Nane was for Tuna? Because he didn't hesitate a second. He was like, I know exactly which role I'd like to have. Any roles like that this year?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely the Tuna role, because Tuna, he's this awesome fun guy that everybody wants to be friends with. And then Taimon Tila Faga, they're the twin sisters who were stuck back to back. their scene is also like very playful. They're very comedic. So I think being those three characters were like they're probably the most iconic characters in the play, but they're also like the best in my opinion.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you find yourself helping out, kind of empathizing with the first time kids that are doing it, and you can kind of look back like 2 years ago and go, huh, I know how you're feeling here. Let me help you out. Can you think and see what they're seeing?
Oh yeah, definitely. When I first started this, I was a little skeptical about it. I wasn't all for like doing a play because I don't know, I was a little nervous. I'm not the kind of person that likes to go up on stage and be all exciting and everything. So I was very nervous my first year, but I think if you join us, you'll have so much fun. We always have a lot of fun people with us, and the people who come back, they're always encouraging people to come help out, or we're always like growing closer to one another. So having more people join would just like add on to the fun. And we have this whole kind of like family dynamic between the whole cast. So at the end of the whole play, we have this party, and I think you'll just feel like you're family with us in the end.
Definitely felt that when we were there. It was the closer it got towards the end, the more it just felt like, a bunch of family up on stage telling a story. So thanks. You guys get through everything. There's moments where you're kind of like, I don't know if this is going to happen. And you persevere, you get through it. You do the filming, you get the videographer and everything. So at this point, how are all the different ways that people can see Fāgogo O'Samoa?
So this is gonna be the first screening of Fāgogo for this season. The drive-in theater that we're having this Saturday at Vaikuna Leola Church. And the movie's gonna start at sunset, or once the sun goes down. And then not too long after that, we will make the film available on YouTube so that folks who do not live in the area are able to watch it. And this will be the first year that Fāgogo O'Samoa is on YouTube, just because in past years it was like, watch it in person or miss it,
Right.
So yeah, so there is a possibility that we might have another drive-in screening, but it's just subject to like if anybody wants to sponsor a drive-in screen for us, rental and a site. Like if you got a parking lot and a screen, hey, we'll come show it in your neighborhood. But for now, yeah, for now it's one night only, and then it's hitting the internet. So
those that aren't old enough to have been to drive-throughs, when does it start? It starts at dark. And if you're old enough to have been going to drive-throughs, you knew, what time is it? We don't know, but when it gets dark, the movies are going to start. How interesting, though, to bring a concept that's, outdated, right? There aren't that many drive-in theaters left. And to be able to reach back into kind of our history of our age and say, hey, here's a way we can do it. Was that Epi's idea too?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was, and I think we just bounced it back and forth, like how were we gonna screen it? I think Epi was hoping that the parks would be open so it could be like a movie in the park, and people could be out of their cars, like sitting on grass and stuff like that. But we've just kind of been watching and waiting for those opportunities, and we hadn't heard yet of any approved gatherings of more than 50 or so. So we're like, you know what, cars. For now, it's gonna be in your car. So yeah,
great idea. And it goes back to when something's important to us, we find a creative way. I remember we're going to, I think it was it Reno's graduation, but we're lining up to do the drive-by graduation.
Yeah. It was a drive-by
and
graduation.
we were just thinking about how people are finding ways to show their love, their gratitude, their to recognize people, to do all those things, and people and families are just finding out ways to do it. You guys, the community, thanks you for sticking with it and finding ways to do it. You know, one of the things I was thinking about as we were going through this is, Naki, we've talked about this a lot, that it's a lot of the same people. So when you go to events, it's like we're going there to report on who's doing events, and we see a lot of the same people doing a lot of the things for the community. So I hope the community can really appreciate what it must have taken to get through this, because when the July date was moved, Naki and I were like, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah,
Uh,
we
so
were
we're,
worried too.
yeah, so happy to see you guys, you ladies, pull it all through. Haven't seen Amani in a minute. So are there anything that social media or ways that people can find out more about it, or that they can share? I know there's a flyer out. What
Yeah.
other ways can we help you?
Yeah, so there's definitely a flyer out on our Someone Solutions Facebook page, as well as at Someone Solutions on Instagram. And also, I just got the confirmation that we will have food available at the drive-in for purchase. It will be Tokemoana Foods, and they're gonna post up with some of their fries. I don't know if anybody's had their fries
Yes.
before. I think they got like hot poly fries, Sinaloa fries, and
Right.
some other really yummy flavors of fries with like good toppings. I think the Sinaloa fries has like bisupo on it or something like that. But yeah, we got the community is gonna come out and support the event by offering some food. Um, and yeah, if you can just share the flyer, but also, you know, if you really want a good spot, you should
Get
probably
there
come
early.
early, because as soon as the parking lot is at capacity, we're gonna have to shut it down. And then also, you cannot count on bringing your chair and just like pulling it up and sitting in the parking lot, because the audio can only be heard through your car radio. So, you know, it's probably, you know, not a good idea to attempt to come and just be there without a car. You're going to need your car because you're going to need that sound. So, yeah, the audio is going to transmit through to your FM radio in your car. So
That's just like well, the drive-ins now do that. So, you know, before at the drive-ins, we had that big old speaker hanging on the window.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that.
So I know there's a drive-in in Concord where you'd have to go to an FM station to watch the movie. So that's awesome. Is it free to get in there, or is it, how much is it to get in there?
It is $20 a car.
That's cheap.
Cash,
awesome.
yeah, because you could fill up your car with a gang of people, and
yes,
you don't even got to hide them in the trunk.
Right.
Okay, yeah. So $20 per car, and yeah, please come early if you want a good spot. And also, you know, when you get there early, you can start purchasing food, and you won't have to be standing in line for food while the show is on.
Right, right. And it's $20 cash. No cards, no, everything's cash, right?
Yep.
Awesome. This Saturday. We're so excited. It starts when sunset. And then how long is the movie? Or yes, the movie.
Yeah, I think it's only about an hour and 20 or 30 minutes. It's not too long.
That's awesome. Hey man, that is cheap. $20. You can bring your whole family in one car, pay $20, get some Toke Moana French fries. They're Sinaloa, and I think they have hamel fries. I think they're called hamel fries. And we had Toke Moana food just this past weekend. So it's good, nice. Good.
Oh, and they're gonna bring otai. If you like to drink otai, they'll have some otai there.
They had mango. We had mango. Their mango otai. Oh my God, so good. So everybody get there early, fill up your car. It's $20 cash, and then bring extra cash to get your food. You're gonna see an amazing, funny, loving play put on by our community. who volunteer and who do a great job. Like you won't even think like they've never acted before, because that was just like the first year, everyone was so good. You couldn't even tell. Like, I know they were nervous, but you couldn't tell. Honestly, you couldn't tell on stage. So I think did we get everything out? Anything else you want to get out, Lenna? Fanga?
Yeah, I
Yes.
just wanted to say something. You know how, Carl, you were saying that you and Naki, when you go to all the community events, you see the same people over and over again, right? And I was thinking that, it's important that we, as a Polynesian community, that we try and support one another. And sometimes we don't know what the events are, right? And I think in order for us to commit ourselves and our times, one thing that we need to think about is we're donating our time because it's not for us, right? We're doing it for the better of our own kids, right? We're not doing this work to better ourselves, but to leave a legacy for our children to follow.
Right.
We want them to see that, oh, we're going to come and support this event, and it's our people's event, and we want to share it with other people and build it. And I think that's why we see kind of like the same people at the events, right? Supporting and building things, because sometimes we don't get out there, and sometimes people are afraid to take part in trying to help out. But I think if we just keep on doing what we're doing and jumping in when we can, then these events will see different people,
Yes.
new people, right? So, I mean, that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, no, I definitely see that. And I think back to, again, a brand that I don't know if they're still around, but FUBU, right? For us, by us.
Oh, yeah.
This play is by your community,
For
your
us,
community.
by us.
And all of the things like, kids that were like Pua, that was, their first time 2 years ago, and now they're in kind of leadership roles. They're, facing, some people, don't like getting up on stage or speaking in front of people. There's so many good things about this, and it's done while you're telling stories about our culture. I mean, these are things that if you're looking for, Naki and I talk to people all the time, and they're like, how do I get involved? Like, what do I like? How do I do this? And we always say, look, just start going to events.
Right.
Like, start going to events, start meeting the Nannies and the Foes and the Patsies and the Samoan Solutions. Just go meet those people, meet them at the events, and then pretty soon, like you said, Lena, then you're part of the event. Can I help set up? Can I, and then pretty soon it's not like there's 16 different layers to get to helping put together a community event. There's like 2 layers, like volunteer and then show up in the morning and help out. So definitely, if you're looking for a way to get involved with the community, and then, just to see a good example of for us, by us, be there Saturday and spend $20 for a carload of people, and see people that from the community that volunteered their time and worked hard and didn't give up on it, even in the face of a pandemic. You ladies are still, you still have the product out there, and that's amazing. I mean, Naki and I were like, I don't know if it's gonna happen. They postponed it.
And then I was so happy to see the flyer. I was like, oh my God, they're so badass. I just love those. We love and support you guys all the time. We love the work that you do and everything, the community, like your turkey trot and this, and your Illuminati education gift is just the way you help the community. And I think this play is so important for everybody to come see. The people on the screen are people that look like you. Come look at people that look like you acting on a screen, a movie screen. It's a once in a lifetime thing, because next year you're going to have to go watch it live. So please, 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 our community, come out and support Fāgogo O'Samoa this Saturday.
If we get enough people there, then we're going to be asking Faga how much it is to sponsor for another screen. So I hope we're asking that question so we can do it again.
That would be
Yes.
awesome. That would be
Yes.
so awesome
If
because
you guys sell out, we're gonna talk about.
Gonna go on tour.
We're gonna talk about a tour.
I had to add to what Lenna was saying, that I think that part of that like community spirit is that I don't know. I'm telling you, it's gotta be that lion spirit, Lenna. So Lenna
spirit,
and
right?
myself and Epi and like half of our cast are all
Leos.
alumni from Leone High
Leone
School.
High School.
Oh, Leone.
Like
Unity is our strength,
we're
right?
not even in the same generation of alumni, but like if you ever want to find out who's doing good stuff out there, find a Leone High School alumni. And you see
They're everywhere.
There's been some big stuff everywhere. But also like just all jokes aside, like these kids who brought all their hard work and effort and talent, like it's about them, and they really, they came into it unsure of what would happen, and they stuck with it and they fought it out. And this Saturday is going to be about celebrating them and celebrating our culture and our people. So yeah, thank you so much, Carl and Naki, for having us on this evening.
If people wanted to donate, because they're asking, some people can't make it to the play, but can they donate? Where should they? Is there somewhere they can donate?
Yes, they can donate through PayPal, and if you put in our email at someone_solutions@yahoo, or someone_solutions@yahoo, you can donate through PayPal, and yeah, that will be. Yeah, you never know. We might just raise enough to get another screen. So
that's awesome. Thank you so much for your time.
You, ladies.
Thank you, ladies, for the beautiful play that we're gonna watch this Saturday at Vaipuna Oleola on Oriente. Their address is Sharin, but the parking lot is on Oriente. It's $20. That's such a great bargain for a family night out, and to have amazing food from Toke Moana, Fusi, and Tommy, right? Everybody show up there, $20. Don't be late, because if it gets packed, you're gonna lose out.
It's gonna be the only drive-in where you might look over and see the stars that are on the screen in the car park next to you.
That's right. That's right.
Oh my gosh.
That's
so
awesome.
Cool, Carl, what you just said. The kids are gonna love that comment. I hope they're watching.
Yeah,
they're the true stars. They were so good.
Wear your mask, everybody. Don't forget.
Wear your mask. Right. Wear your mask.
So safely.
Thank you so much, ladies, for your time. Love you so much.
Love you guys. Thanks for having me.
Good night, ladies.
See you Saturday. See you Saturday.
Saturday.
See you Saturday.
Bye.